I know it's a silly thing, but I think that the world's reaction to Ukraine, even, we can go how it happened, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the fact that there is a moral revulsion to the invasion, I think is hopeful. The fact that Putin has to lie is hopeful. If he told the truth to his people, he'd be out of power. And it's interesting, Daniel, once spoke to Daniel Ellsberg, the guy that released the Pentagon Papers in the US. And, revealing the truth about the war in Vietnam, that America was getting its ass kicked and we're just killing a bunch of people and can't possibly win. And he said, the good thing about the American people is that you have to lie to them.
Right.
And he said, the bad thing is that it's easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
The world is gullible. It's like, so that's the problem. But I think that the fact that most, people that there's revulsion, and I see it in America. I'm doing stories right now. One of my main investigative work and about half of my time, past 20 years, has been on what we politely in America called vote suppression. And what that means is fucking black people out of their votes.
Yeah, you talked a lot about that in Armed Madhouse, didn't you?
Yeah, so that's crucial. So when you talk about it, we haven't dealt with our own ethnic issues here to some extent, but I have to tell you, they have to lie to people. I have to do these reports because Americans are no longer, back 60 years ago, 70 years ago, you could proudly say, I'm a segregationist. I don't want black people, and they wouldn't use the term black, to vote. Don't let them vote. I will make sure if you elect me, and I'll make sure that no black guy ever gets to vote. You could say that. And that's changed. And so now you have to lie to people and say, oh, yeah, we have a wonderful democracy. Everyone gets to vote. Just don't try it. In fact, if you go to my website, thegregpalast.com, you'll see some of the stories and stuff. Like when I was down in, I keep going down Georgia, which is a really important politically swing state in America. And, I was at the polling station when Martin Luther King's 92-year-old cousin was thrown out, a black woman, of course, King's cousin, and they wouldn't let her vote. And her granddaughter was absolutely hysterical in tears. And they no longer say you can't vote because you're black. They say, oh, you can't vote because you don't live in Georgia anymore. Well, this is Martin Luther King's cousin. She lives down the street. I was in her house. On the other hand, what's hopeful, but that's hopeful. I know it sounds weird to say that's hopeful, but it's hopeful because when I filmed this woman being thrown out of the polling station, it went viral in America. People were disgusted by it. Now, did it change policy? No, but it led to at least a big discussion about changing policy. And I think that over time, like King said, the arc of history bends towards justice. Yes. But people forget the second part of his statement. It doesn't bend itself. You got to do something. He said, the enemy of justice is not injustice. The enemy of justice is complacency. So if there's any hope, it's that, like I say, just the revulsion against the invasion, whatever you think its cause or solutions or anything else, I think is a hopeful sign.